Alright lads, so today we are over on BBS Simulator because tomorrow we are getting our end of month banner announcement for the month of February. Since this month only has like 28 days, it should be getting revealed tomorrow morning. And this time around, at least as me recording this video, we haven't gotten any leaks regarding what this banner could potentially be. At least official leaks over on Reddit. Every now and then I hear rumors, but I'm not really going to talk about those because at the end of the day, they are rumors. And I don't like entirely spreading false information. But I guess we can kind of keep this short, right? Going into this end of month banner, it shouldn't come as a surprise. I mean, it'd be funny if I'm wrong. I've done this before. But end of month should, of course, be 1000-year Blood War, right? I mean, earlier this month, we did get a Valentine's themed banner, so I don't expect to get a seasonal banner at the end of the month. And likely, more often than not, end of month is just going to be 1000-year Blood War. Even though we aren't going to get Season 3 characters until the 10th anniversary later this year in July, there's still a lot of characters to go through when it comes to Season 1 and Season 2 that they can basically, you know, continue to do 1000-year Blood War every end of month leading up to the 10th anniversary, and we're still going to have characters missing from Season 1 and also Season 2. But my guess, of course, is that it is going to be 1000-year Blood War, and in that regard, who do I think is going to be in this banner? Well, I'm going to give 4 different predictions on what I could see potentially happen, depending on the route they do want to go down on. So the first banner is going to be surrounding Soripers, or at least 2 Soripers in particular, and I've seen a lot of people say these characters' names over the last couple of so days. Maybe these characters were leaked. Again, I don't know. But over the last couple of so days, I've seen a bigger push for these characters to be this end of month, and the first one is going to be Mayuri, right? Now, it wouldn't be this Mayuri. This Mayuri is from Season 3, but we're talking about Sunflower Mayuri, the one that fights Toshira in Season 2. At this point, I mean, certain characters are, I don't want to say being delayed, because again, there's so many characters to go through, right? It's only natural that certain characters are going to be at the back end of that list. Not because they're not popular, it's just you need to space out characters. You don't want to release all the hype and popular characters in one go. You want to spread the characters out so there's still something to look forward to, and Mayuri, I think, is definitely one of those characters, especially because the Sunflower Mayuri is kind of like a meme. The outfit itself just looks really cool, and I know a lot of people, myself included, want to see that in a banner, especially with a good Mayuri, because when was the last time we had a good Mayuri? I mean, I can answer that question. It's been a minute. If anything, we've never had like a super broken Mayuri in the entirety of BBS. Like, I guess the closest thing would have been the 1000-year Blood War Mayuri, but when compared to Nemu, he was just not as good. The Confio World one was an Espada killer, likewise with the other one, the Bankai one, was an Espada killer, and even though for a brief period of time, I did have this Mayuri in SS tier, that was for his nuking potential in the old Guild Quest format that we had. Like, he was able to nuke at 1 out of 5, and that's basically all he had going for him. But Mayuri in general has just never had a good character, and I really do want this upcoming 1000-year Blood War Mayuri to be that good character. Now, who could also release alongside him? Well, a second good character to go, okay, never mind, we have to such as wait, what's his name? Rojiro? Rojiro, there it is. We have Bankai Rose. This is a character, again, you know, Rose isn't the most popular character, but it's just been so long since we've not seen his Bankai in-game. And as far as Soripers are concerned, he is one of the few characters that has yet to show up in these new 1000-year Blood War banners. Everyone from his entire fight has been adapted in-game. We've had Kensei, we've had Master Masculine, we've had Renji, but we've not yet had a Bankai Rose. And hopefully that's for the best. I do want this character to be good and also cool. And at this point, he would go well alongside Mayuri. And then the third character in this hypothetical banner, it really can be a few other characters. Now, we could get another Toshiro, because that is going to happen. I know not many people want Toshiro to get more characters, but it's eventually going to happen, more so with this one. I don't think if this banner was to happen, Toshiro would be the third character, in all honesty, just because we recently got a Toshiro. But eventually we are going to get a zombie Toshiro, right? It's only a matter of time. And I guess if they aren't going to do zombie Toshiro in this hypothetical banner, maybe the third character could be my personal favorite, Big Charlotte Coolhorn, if I said their second name right. Again, as far as Soripers are concerned, I don't think there is a third character that could be in that banner. And as we did see with Saruchi, getting a 1000-year Blood War zombie version, likely the other Arankas are going to follow suit, Charlotte, and also Dodoni, and also Loopy too. Now, amongst all of the Arankas, personally, my favorite, just from his brief appearance in the episodes, is Charlotte. He was really funny. His soul bomb, if they do replicate the one scene that he does do, is also going to be a really funny soul bomb. I personally want Charlotte to appear the most out of all the zombie Arankas, but this third slot could go to any of the other lot, you know? Dodoni, Loopy. It really could be any of them. But my guess is going to be Charlotte. So my first prediction, I guess, if it is 1000-year Blood War, this isn't my main prediction. I don't really have a main prediction, but let's just say some Soripers, Mayuri, Charlotte, and also Rose. I guess a second prediction, although this one I don't think is that likely because we just had a Quincy banner, and to be fair, my other predictions are also going to contain some Quincy's. But like we saw at the end of the year that we did get a post-Auswählen Vol / base from our skin, that also means we're going to get the other Quincy's. So Gerard, Pineda, and also Lige. And to be fair, now that I think about it, these three characters do need to come out relatively quick because they all have moments in Core 3. More so Pineda and also Lige have their biggest fight, right? And you don't want to get a base from Lige and then like a month later we get a new Lige with the fight from Shinsui. So I feel like those three Quincy's that we haven't gotten in game just yet need to hyper come out. That way there's a decent gap between this version with their wings and then also their, main fight. In the case of Pineda, it'll be the fight during Mayuri. And then for Gerard, while his biggest moment is going to happen in Core 4, he has shown enough to get a character in Core 3. So for those that have been waiting a very long time for both Pineda and also Gerard, they're the two most popular Quincy's that aren't even in game at this point. Eventually they're going to be put in game, hopefully sometime soon, and they are going to get two versions. So I guess my second prediction would be just the three remaining elite squad members, Gerard, Pineda, and also Lige, with their Quincy wings from the fight with Squad 0. Personally, that actually be kind of an exciting banner for me, because it would be two whole new characters in the game. My third prediction is going to be the Tres Bestia. It's been a while since we've had any canon versions for these characters. I mean, the last time we had canon characters of these was back in 2017. Fortunately for us fans of the Tres Bestia, they have gotten some seasonal characters. And these three characters in particular, like we saw with this mid-month back in 2017, they just make the perfect free character banner, because it is just quite frankly three of them. In 1000 Year Blood War, they do get some unique designs. While they don't do much, they still fight, and I think more so their new designs is enough for them to get a new character. Personally, I'm a big fan of Mila Rose, and I would love to see these characters in game. I've been wanting to see these characters in game, so them as an end of month banner I think would actually be quite cool. And then I guess my last prediction, again, I don't really see this one happening, but just for the sake of it, let's just mention it. Now, we are all aware that, actually, this one's less likely now that I'm thinking about it. I was going to say the Vostandig version of Giselle, Lil Toto, and also Menina, because they all transform at the same time, and we are eventually going to get their Vostandigs. Right now, it seems like Caleb want to get all the Bambis out in their base form first and foremost. Eventually, you do their Volstanic forms because they also do showcase quite a different set of abilities. And also at the same time, give all the Bambis a seasonal character, which thus far has happened for four of them besides Giselle. She's the only one that hasn't gotten a seasonal character, hopefully sometime this year. But Little Toto has not had a canon character just yet. She's had a Christmas character, but not a base form, which we do probably need to get first and foremost before we start getting some of the Bambis in their Volstanic forms. But I guess since we're already here, let's just say Giselle, Menina, and also Little Toe. Maybe we're going to skip a base from Little Toe and just go straight to Volstanic like they did for Master Masculine. In terms of what these characters might offer, I think one of the things that we did speak about in a past video is that we do have the Espada Nightmare Guild quest coming up, and I feel like many people want a new character in this. Since this is going to be the first new GQ after the end of month banner does release, likely we are going to see a new Espada killer. The question is now, however, are they going to be a spiritual pressure unit or an attack-based unit? And the unfortunate thing here is that we really can't say for certain because it really can go either way. I know many people, myself included, that, tried to go for the highest scores possible in Guild Quest that reset quite a bit. In that case, Misaki as the go-to lead for this Guild Quest phase isn't nearly as good or as fun and isn't capable of getting those super high scores that you would expect a new character to have. If your idea is to go in and clear, Misaki is a good character. Like, she isn't bad if you're just trying to clear. If you're trying to go for a very fast clear time, Misaki is not that fun to use. So a new lead to replace Misaki, I think for me, it would be very welcoming. I would actually really like to see that. And we could see that for this end of month banner. However, at the same time, because we haven't had a normal attack damage character in even longer, we don't have a single Flurry +2 unit for this Guild Quest phase. A lot of the normal attack damage characters we are using are like 2 to 3 years old. And in all honesty, it's not even that bad. I don't mind using these old characters. But for Kaleb's point of view, we might be due a new normal attack damage character. So personally, I'm hoping to see a spiritual pressure unit, but we very well could see an attack-based unit instead. Now, alongside that, we're also potentially going to see a new Holo Killer, a melee Holo one at that. Now, this Guild Quest, when it comes to that, doesn't really need any new Holo Killers, but I mean, they definitely could get a new better one. The Guild Quest itself is stacked. It is a really good Guild Quest. especially for access to Yuhabak and also Mugetsu. But I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if we do get a new Holo Killer, especially if that character is going to be our Limit Breaker character of the month. If we actually have a look at attributes, just to try and predict what attribute they might actually have, let me just quickly check when is our next, or what's our Limit Breaker order, because remember, we do get a Limit Breaker character in every attribute before we go into the next one. So we got a Heart, I believe it should go as the start of a new rotation. I might be wrong here, but we have Heart and we also have Technique. So what we're potentially going to see is a Power, a Speed, or a Mind Holo Killer. Which, to be fair, that doesn't even narrow it down all that much, because all three of these attributes have access to good Holo Killers, so maybe we aren't going to get that. Because sometimes when it comes to Kellab developing a Limit Breaker character, they want to do it in an attribute and killer combination, range combination even, where there's not that many other good characters. And if they do a Power Holo Killer, well, you don't need that character because Mugetsu does exist. If they do a Speed Holo Killer, well, we have Sangdu. If they do a Mind Holo Killer, well, then we have Yuhabak. So I'm really not sure what this end of month character could be in terms of the Limit Breaker character slot. If they are going to be a Limit Breaker character, they are also going to have, you know, a PvE killer, so a Ranka, Human, Quincy, Holo, for example, and also Soripa. If we look at our Rankas, I mean, I wouldn't say no to a new Aranka killer, but we just got Esnot and Bambi, so I doubt that. If we have a look at Soripa killers, definitely could go for a new Soripa killer, I will be honest. If we have a look at Human, I mean, we just got Driscoll, so I doubt we're going to get a Human killer. Maybe Quincy? We haven't had a Quincy killer in... At this point, especially from, like, the point of view of Guild Quest, we kind of have, like, every Guild Quest stacked. Like, there isn't that many GQs left to go in terms of having, like, just the dedicated dead set team that is capable of clearing, like, 45 plus seconds remaining. If anything, that would then take us into the 10th anniversary where they might start a new power creep. So yeah, I'm really not sure what this Limit Breaker slot could be. If anything, it might be similar to Driscoll in the sense that he's a good character. I mean, skill-wise, you know, Driscoll was quite controversial with his strong attack here. He's got a good killer, he's got a good attribute, he's a good character, but he isn't really there to replace any character in terms of Guild Quest context. He's just going to go alongside them or just be another good alternative lead, like we saw with Driscoll, right? While, yes, Soifon is better, Driscoll's still a good character to have nonetheless, especially if you do not own Soifon. So we really only spoke about two characters in terms of what they could potentially offer, a Limit Breaker character and a Sparta killer. And as for that third character, it can really be anything, a normal attack damage character, a farmer, or another good SP character. I would never say no to any of those things. But since we are here in the comments below, let me know your prediction. We'll come back to this video in less than 12 hours time when End of Month is announced. And if you get any of the cards right, because it hasn't been leaked, at least to my knowledge, we will give out a shout out in tomorrow's video. Hope to see you lads there. Take care and peace.